Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually gonna take us into the town to show that off a little bit and hang out at the bar. You know, college students.
Piano bar.
We can show off our cool new servo with us.
And after you touched this a little bit earlier, there's a question on whether robots can die.
Robots will die. They will die if you don't take care of them, if you don't maintain them. Servo is actually immortal. Servo doesn't age as long as you are keeping your servo tuned and repairing your servo. When your servo breaks, your servo will be alive. When your servo is introduced to water, they rust and they break pretty quickly. If you allow your servo's durability to go into a critical state, it can get broken. Your servo will stay there and be broken for quite some time to kind of give your sim or repairman or a fixer bot, time to actually go and fix servo. But if you do not, servo will turn into a scrap pile. And the same about utility bots. So if you see your utility bot outside kind of broken, definitely get to it and repair it. Otherwise, you'll just have a pile of scrap.
Looks like there's a discount going on.
Yeah, so this is what we were mentioning earlier, is ordering drinks. You do get discounts at this university housing lot.
They really don't like Brightchester.
That's
they all just hang out
they're-
in the bar.
These
and
are all
just talk.
Foxbury students, and so they're doing Foxbury chair. Oh, the university hangout is, both universities, so you got some give and take.
Some rivalry.
Oh, that's so mean. Okay. So this.
So that's a newer interaction too to this area, right? The school cheer.
Yeah, school cheer, and you have I think it's based on which school you attend. You can do either the Brightchester chair or the Foxbury chair. So this lovely place is our town, and so we have our pub, and actually something that I didn't mention in the other areas is we do have open swimming areas. So I can go here and swim. Up here is our library, and you can see it kind of looks out on the whole town. We have some cool little streets that are kind of like the steep streets that we're used to here in San Francisco.
I saw a question about will the repair bot repair itself? No. So if your bot is broken, your bot is not functioning. So you definitely need another sim or a different repair bot or a servo to go and repair it.
This is our townhomes and everything. And then over here, we've got a cool castle. It's kind of like what this town used to be and everything. And there's actually something over here that I'm thinking something
There's a
interesting
mystery.
might happen soon.
There is a question about whether you can have relations with your teachers. You definitely can build relationship with them, and I think you have to wait until you graduate, right, in order to kind of continue.
I know that there are some ways that you can possibly
That's
get
what
some
you want
bonuses
to
to your
tell.
grades.
All kind of stories you
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah, definitely with the debate. If you're doing research and debate skills, one of the many interactions you can do is convince your teachers to kind of give you a better grade and things like that.
So, it's nighttime here, and this has been here for a long time. So there's some, there might be some cool things that go on around here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little town. I think the
Look,
World
there's
Team did a really good job.
people.
Who's that?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna come over here. I don't know. They look mighty secretive.
They look shady.
Shady. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta stretch it out.
Let's see. I want to know what this is. So, let's
Why don't you
see.
ask them?
Secret Society. Ooh, ask about this strange gathering. Hey, come back here. Where are you going, Sim? Oh, man.
Shows if you wanted to talk to somebody else.
She'll come back. Eventually. Come on. I didn't get it fast enough.
Okay, let me see if I can grab some more questions.
There we go. Oh.
Um,
So what is this strange little thing?
Yeah. What's with all the hand gestures, huh, guys?
We're just
What?
having a midnight gardening club. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. That's good to hear.
They're running away.
So, I mean, I guess we can't show off what all that is about.
Yeah, to learn a little bit more about them, I think you can research on the research machine, do interesting things with the statue.
They're not super friendly. Yeah, you can't find out about what they're doing just from talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't really be a secret, would it? Okay. So, that is some of what we wanted to show off. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about in the town? And if not, we'll just go back and check out some of the cool new objects that we have in this game.
Yep.
Did we talk about like homework and presentations and
I
those
don't
types
think
of
we've
things?
done that yet.
So when your sim enrolls in school, they get a homework notebook, and that is the
It
let's
might
see.
load on you soon, so just be
It's
careful.
definitely not in there. It might be at home.
Oh, there's one, but he just disappeared. So it's cool. I just sent them home, so we'll do it in a moment.
Let's switch over to them.
There is a lot of questions about scholarship, so maybe we can go back and like open the panel of the types of scholarship.
Perfect. So your homework notebook, the way that you kind of can progress and get good grades is by doing your homework for every single class. For every class, you can do that with the homework notebook object, which is right there.
So she's already done the homework for this, but I could do the homework for the programming principles.
If we show on the career panel is where you'll actually see information about all of her classes. And if we move down, you can see where she's completed her homework. You can also see that for one of her classes, she needs to take a final exam. For the other class, she'll need to submit a term paper. To submit a term paper, she needs to write her paper using the computer. And then she can also edit it when it's done and then finally submit it. The paper will actually tell you if it is, poor quality or outstanding quality. So you as a player will have control over what she is submitting.
Yeah.
There's also, she doesn't have a class that does this right now, but there are some classes that require presentations, and that will give you a presentation board in your Sims inventory that they'll have to work on. They can also practice their presentation. They can organize it and really work on it before they actually go and present at their rabbit hole class.
And one of the things you have to remember is to go present it, because I don't think that will happen.
It's not enough just to go to class.
It doesn't. Think about it as like your final. Like if you miss your final, you get dinged quite a bit.
So you have to go and say, give this presentation.
And that will be an option on the presentation board. So when you're finished with your presentation, when your sim has done all that they can to practice and to reorganize it, then there will be an option to present it, and they'll actually leave to go do that.
If you look at the panel again, when Becca had it, there
Oh,
was
sorry.
questions about, no worries, about term days. When you enroll, it'll tell you how long your term is, and I think it's 6 days or 5 days. 5 days. But if you enroll before school starts, it'll just tell you.
Yeah. And it's 5 work days too, so the weekends don't count.
I'm just going to move that out of the way real quick.
Pro tip, if you start your term in the middle of the week, you'll have the weekend to work on your term paper and some other stuff.
Yeah. One thing that's that you do if you join an organization too, some of the stuff in organizations actually helps with your grades as well. Whether it's like the study group or like the Bot Savants, it's kind of to help your grade as well.
No!
Sorry. I just put it in the inventory for a little bit so we can have a
This is
little bit of
ping
a...
pong table. Are you setting up for a party?
I could
Hey.
set
Maybe
up
we
for a
just
party.
delete some of the that
Yeah,
chair or something.
people are... Who needs
was
chairs for a
using that,
party?
Rebecca.
I don't care. Do I look like I care?
So
No.
in terms of like what you need to do to graduate, I think you need to do 12 courses.
Yes.
And then the terms are kind of based on like how many classes
the
you want
dinner
to take
set doing?
per term.
If you want to get through college really quickly, you're going to need to
angry at me.
take 4 classes like
Oh.
each term.
Yeah.
But if you want to kind of take your time and have more time to spend on organizations and making friends, then maybe 2 or 3 classes would be better.
The sim was in the way. I was like, why can't I put this here? Because my sim's in the way. But you know what? It's one of those where I can move it. So we'll just put it back where. No.
Yes, your Sims can get multiple degrees.
Okay.
If you finish one degree and you want to go
understand
back
why
to
it won't let me go
school, you
inside.
totally can.
Really won't let me put it inside. I wonder. Okay, don't mind us, bugs. Don't see
Are
anything.
we gonna play ping pong?
Yes, we are. Would
Or
you like to
juice
play
pong?
ping pong or juice pong?
Juice pong.
Okay. Hey, juice pong. Oh, I only have 2 Sims. Well, let's just do regular juice pong then. And against you. I'm gonna actually rotate us around, so be warned. Okay. Now we can see this. She's not very good.
She's not very good at juice pong.
Yeah.
He is not
He's
very good at
fairly
either.
not
So
good.
I mean, this is anyone's game.
And he's very upset by that.
One of the fun things about juice pong too is if you throw a party and there are different people who go to Foxbury or Brightchester, you can actually play against your rivals, and your Sims will get some special buffs when they beat the rival school's team.
Yeah.
There's a question
Actually-
if you can take one class per day. I think depending on what class you select, you can have more than one class a day.
Realized I actually had set up some cool views of this town.
It's
And I actually
beautiful.
really like seeing it at night, so I wanted to show them off. This one's actually, I think, my favorite.
Is the music from intro in the game? There are Linux. Yes.
Yes. So there is a hip hop station that is actually now available for all players, not just players who get Discover University. And the songs that you saw that we were playing during the intro, they're all included in that.
There's still questions about
showing
term.
up.
The term is 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Just to repeat, if once we're done here, if we can like pull back into the scholarship panel so people can
Oh,
see
yeah.
the
I mean,
scholarship.
I have another sim. I can pull her down. University scholarships. Let's apply for them.
That's another thing. You can see Servo in the corner. She's reading and researching. A part of what allows Servo to go to the next level of enhancement is learning skills. So you should encourage your Servo to learn different skills so that you can enhance them to be.
Oh wow, she's
more
got a lot of
powerful.
scholarships available.
So, Brightchester residents,
So depending on
great
where you live, you can get
outdoors.
a scholarship.
food and drink,
So
skilled in
she probably has skills in cooking, as my guess. Esports.
Video games.
and building the future.
There's a question about knowing like when the events are going on. You'll either get a pop-up TNS telling you the event is happening. If you explore the campus, you also will find events that are occurring.
And then, I don't know. Let's super adapt the juice cake.
Cake stand?
Maybe. Well, we gotta get it right first.
Or top.
No.
Oh, she matches.
No!
Yeah, all of the Sims
Oh, she's tired.
that we've been playing with today are
Just
wearing
kind
new
of-
clothing from Discover University. So and the clothing looks so cute. It's all stuff that I would wear.
It is really adorable.
Comfy and adorable.
Oh, he just won.
Nice.
Okay. So, let's see what else we got. We have a soccer ball.
There's some other tech wearables that you can create at the robotics table. I saw a lot of people talking about the robotic arm. That's something that you can make at the robotics table, and it actually helps you when you're crafting at the robotics table. You can learn robotic skill faster, and also it protects you from injuries that Sims get at the table.
So the term days are fixed. There's some questions about whether you can extend the term days. They're fixed to make sure you can kind of progress as you go. One thing we didn't really touch on is why you go to university, obviously to get the experience, but also to learn. So once you graduate, depending on what track, you can start career early and kind of get progression that way. So those are kind of the perks of graduating.
Cynthia is super great at soccer.
Yeah.
There's questions about sorority. We don't have a concept of sororities, but there are
The organizations and
yeah.
I mean I can actually I think we're mostly done here, so if I go manage worlds I can show off a little bit about how university housing UI looks.
Okay.
So
We can also do like gender specific dorms, right?
Yeah, you
So
can do
you can tell that
gender-specific
story.
dorms. You can also create your own club and have them be the only people who can live inside of a dorm.
So I'm gonna come over here and we're going to go into build mode. So as you notice, this house doesn't have anybody here, so I still can go into build mode and change it around.
Did we mention that if Sims live in your dorm, you cannot build in the
Yeah,
dorm?
so while any active Sims are there, you cannot live in the dorms and build. And so what we did do with the pre-mades is that we made one where it has like 2, and 2 like rooms of just 2s, and then we made one where it has like a single room and then a 3-room, just so that you have those different options. Like, you know, do you want to tell your Sim has the three-person room and they're really tired of it, or are they the ones that got the special 1-bedroom one? So in university housing, as I said, this is a lot type, venue type, and there are certain requirements. On these specific penthouse slots, you will be required to put the elevator, the mailbox, and the trash chute. But for other university housings, you will have to have the bed, a toilet, and a shower stall. Or not a shower stall, but a shower. You cannot have cooking or stoves. Anything that cooks things here, you won't be able to put those on. So if you see, if I put down this stove, it now becomes invalid. Like this, you cannot finish this building with that. And then, of course, you know, waste disposal. Don't forget that sometimes. Or your trash might, pile up.
Pile up.
And on here, and this is similar to restaurants, is that we have the configuration panel. So here is where you decide, is this a Foxbury dorm or is this a Brightchester dorm? Like, you have to choose one of the two. You cannot have people in university housing that go to the 2 separate universities. There are options to have no gender restrictions, or you can have male only, female only. And then in the affiliations, so if I wanted to say, hey, everyone who lives here has to be part of the Savants. Now, this one won't stop your Sim from enrolling, but it would stop other Sims. So your roommates should all be part of that specific affiliation. And when we go, so we saw that panel in the very beginning that showed you all the university housing. If this were male only, my Sim would then like see it grayed out and it would just say, that option's not available to you. Mm-hmm. So these are things that, right now, we've put the least amount of restrictions on these so that you can just go in and you can play. But if you want to put these restrictions on your own houses, just don't forget to do those before enrolling your Sims.
Yeah. There's lots of questions about aging while you're on campus. Aging works normal while you're in university.
And then in the university housing requirements, some of this is like objects that you want to put down, like beds, shower stalls, and some of it's the like live drag stuff, so that if you want to put some of that out first, you can get that out there.
Do we want to look a little bit on what's in the catalog?
I have a shower stall as well as the wall shower.
Somebody did ask about romance in the shower. Is that a thing?
Oh, I think we can go back. Sorry, too many loading screens, but let's go back to our family, because as I understand it, some of them have a bit of a relationship with each other.
Let me see. Soccer game was at the arena, so if you want to join the team, you go to arena. If you want to watch a game, you go to arena. That's the same with esports.
There's some questions about, does laundry work in the dorms?
I don't have the answer to that question.
If you have laundry pack, you can obviously edit and cheat and put the laundry in there if that's the story you guys want to tell.
Yes.
This pack specifically, we didn't add extra laundry stuff.
No, stop sleeping.
They're tired.
That's not important right now. Excuse you. Oh, she's sleeping now. Okay. Okay, fine. Go sleep for a bit. that's not what I wanted. I didn't see that.
Are there more questions?
So, can you build your own bathroom for their room? The stalls are available in the catalog. So is bikes. I know there was questions about that. Regular build mode should have that.
You can use the stalls and the new types of showers in your residential lots as well.
Yeah, the only thing for the toilet stalls is they are large, so you will probably need more room than you might normally. As you can see, it takes up quite a bit of space.
Yeah.
So in a room like this where we don't really have that space, we can't put it in.
Weather does work while you're at university.
Okay.
Look out for your servos and
So many
utility bots
questions.
when it's raining.
Gonna
Can
get them
loans
through
be
some-
taken? Loans can be taken. One thing we didn't mention is loans. Paying off loans really don't it doesn't go into effect until after you graduate. So once you graduate is when you start paying your loans off. If you don't pay, you may get a surprise visitor come and take your stuff. The repo man.
The repo man is back. What is exosuit on? This is very funny. Very Sims.
So there will be a few showers that you cannot woohoo in, but that's just because they don't make sense. They're not very private. So like the wall shower, the new wall shower, you won't be able to woohoo that. And I believe the shower from Island Living Wall, so because it's, it's just the top. But this is private enough that you can do that.
How are we doing on time? Do we want to show placing an ad for a roommate? So simple.
Good.
If we do it soon, then roommates might show up right away.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about clubs and organizations. Organizations for university is different from clubs. It's there are organizations that already exist for each of the universities to try to help bolster your experience at university, whether it's your social or your degrees. So it's two different systems.
So in the household management on the phone, you can place an advertisement for roommates.
And this only works because we've made this lot, we've turned it from being a dorm to being residential.
And it really depends on the number of beds you have. So we happen to have enough beds here, especially because we moved a few people out to their own, and we have 2 people that live in the bed. So one of the things we didn't mention with claiming the bed is that you can have double beds. You can claim either side. So since these are a couple, they can claim the same bed together.
Well, you can actually claim the same bed even if you're not a couple, but your Sims, the rules about wanting to sleep next to someone still apply. So if you tell 2 Sims, this side is yours and this side is yours, and they don't actually like each other or have enough relationship, they won't sleep in the same bed at the same time.
There is a message about multi-story columns.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'll have Becca go in and show. This is a new build feature coming out with University, Discovery University. This will be available for everybody when the patch is out.
So due to some restrictions, not all columns will be multi-story, and you'll be able to see that by this, which is max height is restricted on these. So these will still be placed. But what you can do now is, instead of being based on the height of the wall, it is something that you can drag and change the height yourself. This did become a build feature, so that does mean that you will have to use the move tool instead of just being able to move the object, and that's partially just because of the way that you have to use the UI.
It's giving you more functionality than an object.
But we did try to give as much functionality as we could for these objects because I know that some of them may not look, some of them may have a little bit of stretching, but we wanted you to have more options because I feel like that's just, I'd rather have a little bit that I'm not going to notice than miss 5 columns.
Make it taller.
Well, okay, so what I was showing here is the fact that you can then drag it up. There will be some restrictions, so because of the way that our things pilaster, you won't be able to do that with fences because obviously, sorry, I'm having a little camera trouble. If I put one down down here, and I try to pull that up because that is, technically it's only half the column on the outside because of the way that our thing works, we won't be able to pull it up. What Azure wanted me to show off is the fact that, I'm gonna try and get this in a good angle. And I can keep going.
It's so tall.
If that's what you want to make, here it
That
is.
is what I want to make.
So what we wanted to do is that you can build about 4 stories tall in your house, and each story can be about 5 meters. So we wanted to make sure that if you wanted a column from the bottom to the top of your 4th story, you'll be able to pull that all the way up. And when you duplicate, it will remember your height, if it can.
I love them.
So they are really cool, but you know, they will take some getting used to. I know we've had columns for a while now, and this is going to be new functionality, but I think the fun thing is that you will get to use it in more ways that you want
But
to.
look at how fancy that llama looks now with the
And-
giant columns.
And Rebecca, in terms of usability, how do we know which columns work with the multi-story?
So
column?
any column that doesn't have an icon works, and it's just the ones that have the icon, and then when you hover, you'll see the max height restricted, because that just tells you you won't be able to do that taller. But, you know, you'll still get to choose between the, you know, the like 3 and the 6, the 5 or 6.
I think
Okay.
they're great.
They're a lot of fun, actually.
Wow, the cleaner bot is back there, like still going. I thought it would have.
There's
broken
some
down by
questions
now.
about organizations. So Foxberry has the Bot Savants, Spirit Squad, and Brainiacs. You can see that in the social picker below. If you open this, it'll show you all per which campus has which organization. And when the events happen, if you want to join, you obviously go to those events and, like Becca said earlier, socialize and try to get in that way.
And it will tell you when the next event is, so
And
you can
secret-
always find it.
Yeah. Secret Society, go to the research station, see what you can find out there. There was like a quick preview in when you went to the statue.
I
get
just
more
saw a
information
question
there.
about whether.
We good?
There's, yeah.
Maybe we
Go,
can
no,
hop
go
into
ahead and
Cass.
finish.
I just saw a question about whether or not you can shower woohoo with your servo. You can. It's ill-advised.
I know there's a lot of questions about going into CAS, and we'll do that right now.
Right now.
Try to make it so we only do the one load. Aw, man. Okay, fine. There's a dresser. Didn't see anything. There we go. How are we doing?
There's questions about careers, whether they're active or rabbit hole. The careers that we have for this is a little bit of a hybrid where there's like work from home tasks where you go out and either at home you're doing research machine, research,
Robotics table, yeah.
robotics table for engineering. So law, as I mentioned earlier, the 2 branches are judge and private lawyer. So there's generally the outfit unlocks there as you go up in your career. You do like read pleadings there. You can guest speak at like a law class, craft arguments.
Wow.
So it really ties into the research and debate skill. Education, as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 branches, professor and administrative track. So you grade homework, you look at budgets. You can tutor, lecture, ask people for donations or volunteering and donations, I think. You can grade homework to touch a little bit more on those careers. So now we're in CAS, and we'll just go through some of the assets.
I think this is one of my favorite assets.
So
Like,
cute.
I do really love the clothing in here. I think we hit it.
I also
also-
love like this paired together.
Yeah.
It's like adorable.
I like the yellow jeans.
It feels really young, but it also feels really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you look at all these, you're like, yeah, I bet that'd be comfy. There's lots of sweatpants, and they look great. They're fun.
Well, there's a lot of ways to show off your school spirit. So,
That's one of my favorite tops. The back
Yeah.
is really nice.
denim top, you know, classic cardigan.
Any new takeout options? I believe there's a new pizza delivery while you're on campus. In terms
Don't
of food, I
remember,
think Becca
sorry.
went over earlier, which was the instant noodles and burrito and pizza rolls.
Your Sims can eat chicken nuggets, not just for toddlers
Mm.
anymore.
So this is
I love
obviously,
chicken nuggets.
Me too.
it's like these two outfits are
It's
kind
like
of
what
what we're
they're
wearing.
wearing.
Wow, looks familiar.
Oh, it's so similar. Cute little coat for winter.
There is a graduation
this.
gown. You get that when you're close to graduation. Pinafores.
Nice little like long dress.
overalls.
Fun.
I love that.
I like this, and I like putting it with like leggings. Fun outfit. Here are your, graduation options. Just a little sweater, or not sweater, like jersey.
You change your body shape.
I can't right now because
No,
I
we're not in
I just
class.
did
Plan,
I just did
sorry.
plan Cass. And then let's see, what are some pants? Oh, I probably should not have done this in this order. Let's go put a shirt back on her. Let's put this on. Okay, so pants.
Can robots enroll and go to school?
Yes. Servos can attend university,
These are our university ones.
complete their academic dreams.
Is there a plain version of the hoodie? I know you're out of tops already.
Which hoodie?
I don't know. Whatever
I
hoodie
think
you
that
showed.
one.
Whatever.
Yeah,
so there's
there's
ones
only-
without the logos.
There's mostly.
I think we did that for all of the assets with the logos.
Yeah. There's these like boyfriend pants and some rolled jeans. Actually, these are the ones that I think most of us love the most. Like,
Those are really
Waisted
cute.
jeans, yeah, I like the
Yeah.
yellow.
some interesting bottoms, some loose pants. And then we also have some leggings that have your school on them, and some regular versions, striped, some school shorts, and one of the fun things that we got actually is in leggings, and it's right here. These are like bike shorts. So
Nice.
these are here because we want you to be able to layer them. So I know it might not be where you think of looking for them, but it's so that you can do this fun layering like this.
And I
We
like
switched
the
to one of
biker
the other
shorts,
Sims
so
to
like
show off
really
hair.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I'm
gonna
not
go to
biking.
the and then some more like legging type pants.
Can we
Okay,
go to male clothes?
let's
Or
show
do
off
you
the
have to
hair real quick.
Okay.
And then so, okay, so we've got these lovely pigtails. We've got some space buns, which are adorable. Got the hair that she was wearing. We made this hair available to randomize onto females because we think it looks really cool. We have the hair that it kind of feels like my hair. I mean, I like anytime hair looks like mine. Then we've got this cute thing. Braid. This is really awesome. And then some short hair and the same hair without the different
ombre.
ombre. Let's go over to the men.
When people are messaging about if we can show off piercings.
Oh yes. So
After
He
hair.
has a
We'll do
piercing
after
he
right
actually
now.
does have a piercing. So we've got some suave hair, some kind of spiky hair, and then this cool like half up. Got a nice wavy hair for the guys, and then we also have the two.
Can we show off some of the colors on that one? 'Cause
On this
I think
one?
I think the team did such a great job on like just
Pink
the
hair, why
color.
not?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
seeing the
so
cool
good.
colors. Ooh.
And the back is really nice too. I love it. I like that blonde and purple one. That's my favorite.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about piercings. So these are now in this category, and it is available to you. You can put on inside, outside, double on the outside.
Shout out to Sim Guru Morgan for pushing on piercings. We also do have some new tattoos we can show as well.
And then we have the 2 nose piercings. So,
So good.
I think I'm not this. And then we have a few colors, and they're all the same between the different variants. So real quick, let us show off some of our tattoos. So we've got this dog.
So you're looking at more like the minimalist,
Cat.
minimalistic.
Minimalist?
I can't even
Minimalism.
say it.
Minimalist tattoos.
I definitely feel like that's like what people are going more like clean,
Like you go off
like-
to university, get your first tattoo. Small and
small
cute.
ones.
Mhm.
There's a bicycle one here and some of them are on the inside, so they're a little
If you look
More.
really closely to the bicycle one, there's something in there.
more flowers, and then we've got an
I really
ankle.
like that one.
I like
Sun
this
over
one.
the water.
I don't know, I like flowers a lot. Paper airplane, and some up here on the back. I always look at, oh, don't do that. That's not what I told you to do. Okay. I don't know, this one looks like a question mark to me, but I think it's a duck. I don't know.
It looks like
You
an
know what?
upside down
We'll
question
leave it
mark.
up
See
to
what
your
see what you want it to be. And then
Very
this,
authentic for
I
first
like this.
tattoo.
Yeah.
What
There's
is
questions about whims and aspirations.
We do have a new aspiration. Let me remember where it is. Here we go. Academic. So the sim wants to attend university and get a good job, but most importantly, learn. So this is one of those things where like it helps you, encourages you to do a lot of stuff at school. I don't think that we have anything else. Let's see. Let's look at full bodies first. Is it? Okay.
Hipster outfit.
Here's
cool.
their graduation robes.
And then we have some cool stuff. Let's put some
Pink
pants on
pants.
him.
I really like these striped pants.
Yeah.
So we got some cool coats. We've got a nice cardigan sweater that lets you like rep your university or just plain.
Looks cozy.
Sweaters that I just want to steal. Some like kind of a debate style jacket. Some cool like I'm cool but I'm not too cool, showing off things that you like. That's
Casual
who I
business instead of
am.
business casual.
Let's see. We actually have a lot of like cold weather clothing because it gets cold, it gets rainy.
And the
Yeah.
if you do have seasons, the weather in Brightchester is kind of based off of England, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little rainy, a little cloudy.
And then some of us like really bright colors.
I love that shirt. I would wear that.
It reminds me of like the bowling shirts.
Yeah. Oh, I love those.
I don't know
Yeah.
if there is a term for that.
And like a closed collar, a cute little bow tie. Let's see.
Yeah, I think the team really did a phenomenal job on both
So
cast and
many,
build by.
too.
Yeah.
And then we got a whole bunch of pants, this striped one.
Those sweatpants. Those are the types of sweatpants that I would definitely take. The quilted ones.
Yeah. So quite a few.
Classic nerd. Someone say classic nerd.
Oh,
Are
I
still
love
are
those so much. I want them in real life.
made a very mismatched sim right now.
Oh, can you take his top off
Yeah.
to show you guys something?
To show you something. Yeah, just the waistband of the pants underneath.
Yeah.
Do these ones?
I have
These
those
ones don't.
sweatpants.
These ones?
Mhm,
Exactly.
They're comfy.
those.
They're great. Love them.
Yeah.
Like I said,
More
so
racer
many great
stripes,
sweatpants.
some short shorts, and some more sweatpants. There's a lot of sweatpants because, who's not casual?
That's college.
I feel like college is the time where you're able to actually go and be like, hey, I'm just
Sweatpants to
hanging
everything.
out.
I don't know.
Like,
People wear sweatpants everywhere now, so.
that's true. Maybe it was just the timing that I got in on it. And so again, the longer bike shorts here for the males.
Yeah.
He's really repping his university now. So, okay.
Any accessories for the guys besides the piercings?
Sorry, what?
Accessories?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, just I think it was just the piercings.
Yeah.
For a cast, we really focused on
Clothes
adult,
out.
Oh, we have
and young
shoes.
adult and
You
elders,
forget
so they can
shoes.
like
There are some cute
age-wise,
shoes. We have to
to
go
focus
back
on
to one of the
university.
ladies too to show off. Mm-hmm.
With the little like checkered on the back.
Yeah.
You know, running shoes or biking shoes. And then
okay, I'm gonna pull more questions. What happens when a term ends? When a term ends, you'll re-enroll into more
I think it's 'cause
courses
she's in
for the
state,
next
yeah, I
for
know.
the next term.
that's
Those chunky shoes. Oh,
these ones
I
are the,
love them.
I like them in the purple.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are my favorite. I'd probably put them on quite a few of the
I love
grenades.
those too. I have those.
Yes.
I have them. I
You
want them
actually
in
have them?
purple and black. They're all black.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough to own these shoes, but
Yes, you are. Everybody is.
so okay. Anything else? In
There's
here?
questions
Should I go
about
back?
graduation. So when you finish your credits or your terms, there is an option to go to graduation ceremony, which I believe is on campus in the arena.
Yeah.
And the students will gather and go into the arena and come out graduated.
Okay. Let's see.
There is no prom. We're really focused on university this pack, so no prom, but maybe in the future.
So as we showed off of the other university, this one right here is your sports arena. This is where you're able to put up banners for yourself. You're able to join a sports team, or you're able to attend the games. These are the dorms that we were showing you, the penthouse dorms. And then this is your college. And here, so this is like the toilet papering.
What?
Yeah.
See, Breitchester's not much
Both
better
sides.
than Foxbury.
There's a lot of
And
questions.
if you notice, it's like the toilet
Yeah.
paper, so we...
There's a lot of questions about traits. We didn't add any new traits this pack. We focused really on law traits, so we get more law traits for the campus feel.
I mean, the little, never mind, ignore me, sorry. So, there are two,
Are there
Class
games at the
lectures.
rabbit hole? There are games. There's esport games and soccer. So if you go, if you click on the arena, it'll tell you what time that event will start, and you can go when it's. I think it's Fridays and Saturdays. Rebecca pulled it up.
so the soccer game or the esports will be on Friday, and then the other will be on Saturday, and they're opposite at the universities. So within the university, there are two actual school buildings that you can click on. So that for Foxbury, one is here and one is over here. And those are the ones where we were talking about in the other campus. You can attend the guest lecture, or you can sit in on the skills classes, or you can visit the office hours.
I can't remember if these were the Sims that you bought soccer ball with.
They
Yes.
are.
You know, there was questions about like what soccer ball looks like, so maybe we can.
They're all
Rally.
very tired. We have not been taking very good care of them.
Needs to take care of them. Let's see, did she put it in our inventory? Because she was the one playing with it earlier.
I saw a question about whether or not you could put clothes on Servo. You cannot put clothes on Servo, but you can change Servo's appearance, change Servo's colors.
See? Oh, he's like recharging.
She's missing class. She's gonna fail, Rebecca.
There's
my
a
fault.
There's questions on whether you can ask directly Sims to be your roommate versus going through the ad route.
Yes, you can definitely ask Sims, any Sim that you know. It's a social, whether or not they want to be your roommate. Some Sims, if they have children or they have responsibilities, will say, I can't really do that right now, but other Sims will move right on in.
So there's some questions about class structure and like when they are. It kind of depends on what your degree is. If Becca just wants to open it up real quick just to see, like she has classes Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Tuesday, Thursdays. It really just depends on the course that you're picking.
Oh, that is something that I think, did you do that or did Cole do that on
I
his
did
own?
that. I went to office hours, so he's kind of figuring out like how he's doing. Is like
If
So,
you ever want to
This
know
seems
how
like
your
he's doing
sim is,
kind of
okay.
okay, but he could be doing better.
you can email your professor. You can also go to office hours, and that will give you some information on how your sim is doing academically.
So she's off to class now.
The party bot's still going. Oh, Servo is
Shocked
a little
herself.
uncomfortable.
Aw.
Servo's emotions are written right on his face.
There is a question about new deaths. There is a new death, but we'll let you guys discover it.
So bad. Oh, he's so sad.
Yeah. Servo is
Something's on fire though.
when
Can't-
Servo is happy, you'll be able to see it on his face. Sad is my favorite. It's quite cute. But yeah, his emotions are right there on his face.
Can your sim get rejected from uni or expelled?
So you will always at least get accepted into the regular degrees. You just may not get accepted into the distinguished degrees. So you won't be necessarily rejected. As far as expelled, I think you have to do really poorly and then, or is expelled more for cheating?
I think there's like a probation.
Your Sims, they can submit plagiarized term papers,
And then get in
sometimes
trouble.
they get caught. They can cheat on their homework, and sometimes they get caught, and there are consequences for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we just saw Servo needed to recharge himself a bit, so that's what that looks
Oh,
like.
it's because I put away the.
He also needs a tune-up. Maybe you can get,
Yeah.
otherwise he might break and die.
Yeah. Do we need the? We need the.
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't need that.
Mm-mm,
You can just
no.
do it regularly.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would have her do it.
But she's the
Sim-
best?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's got the best robotic skill.
No.
Sim Guru Frost wanted me to tell you guys that Game Changer content is coming
And
also
then
this
more
weekend.
choices?
So if there's anything we didn't
Simba?
touch, hopefully they cover as well. So stay tuned on YouTube and Twitch.
Oh wait, Victor. No one cares.
Servo needs you. Stop eating. More important.
Yeah.
Fix Servo.
That's what I was thinking. You can eat later,
Mm-hmm.
so just a bit of a.
Can Sim streak?
I mean,
You can if that's what you want to do.
it's a.
Yeah, I think if you go to like the Spirit Squad event, you can streak there. Oh, you'll see. Sim streaking.
Oh, the party bot's very happy about Servo being. Did you see the confetti?
Oh.
Can robots build other robots and make a robot army?
Yes, Servo can build an entire army of other servos, utilibots. Maybe Sims better watch out. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
And this area here is where you swim in this neighborhood.
Our distinguished
want.
degrees,
You should take Servo
higher
swimming.
degrees.
No, I didn't say that.
If you get into distinguished degrees, I think there is a special scholarship for distinguished degrees, and then you just get more rewards there.
Can you waterproof the robot?
You cannot waterproof the robot. There are consequences to introducing Servo to water. Do we want to see them?
I could.
Somebody
He's
wants-
recharging, so I was trying to be
Somebody
nice.
wants servo to swim.
Servo swimming. Or
Party,
even just in the
there are
shower.
parties. If you want to throw a party, you can throw a party.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite things about roommates is that your roommates sometimes will throw a surprise party and then your house will be filled with people, whether you like that or
Oh.
not.
Yeah, actually, we do have a new party that you can do in your household. Let me see. I have to remember where things are. No. Event. What? I can do this. No, I can't. Social. The one place I didn't check.
It was the last place you went.
But, we have a new party because, what would college be without parties? So, we have a cake party.
Nice.
And let's see. Servo should be our host. I think that's
Servo
appropriate.
is the best party.
We did touch a little bit
Well-
on build mode. I know there's some questions. I would say stay tuned to Game Changer content if you guys want to dive in a little bit more there.
Put that over there.
Again, you can get more than 1 degree. Once you finish 1 degree, you can reapply and go for another degree.
Okay, Servo, tap this cake for us because you have to be better than the humans, right? No.
In most ways, yes. In this way, no.
Okay, come on. do it. Yeah. Sorry, I know how to tell the difference. Okay, let's see.
Good job,
He's really
Sarah.
tired and really sad, and I feel bad for him. Let's see.
Somebody-
Let's do a cake stand with Servo. Stop eating. Why are you always eating?
Maybe she's hungry, Rebecca.
I am so mean to my Sims. It's not funny. Here.
There's also
That's
different flavors too,
adorable.
right?
Yes.
With the keg.
And if you do really well at this, you'll get actually a gold colored one. Cake. Oh, oh, oh.
That wasn't very nice.
I think it's really funny the Servo laughing at you. I think that's what happens for everybody laughs at you, but it's still funny seeing the Servo do it because
I
it's like
agree.
so mechanical.
There's a question of whether it's a requirement for you to go to school to get the law degree, or sorry, the career.
You can join
robotic.
any of those careers straight away.
Yeah.
You do get special benefits in those careers when you do satisfy the degrees that are associated with them, but all of the careers are open to everyone.
Cool. There, party bot.
Can Sims of the same households attend different schools at the same time? Yes, as long as you're on a residential lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I primarily played with 2 twin Sims that went to rival schools. That was fun.
Yeah.
You get distinguished degrees by working on your skills and as a teen, like making sure you get good grades.
But even young adults, like if you didn't play a sim as a teen, but you have a young adult that has sufficient skill, they can still get into the distinguished degrees.
Oh, I've been very mean to these poor Sims.
Yeah, they're
I'm
suffering.
very distracted. It's important to show off other things.
Mhm.
So, is there anything else we want to talk about? More questions?
Will holidays from seasons interfere with classes? I played with seasons on a lot, and I never found that holidays interfered with classes.
Actually, you should get a special menu at the cafeteria station on holidays if it's important to celebrate certain things.
Yeah.
So that you can still fulfill those needs while you're on campus. Oh, and one of the things about the cafeteria station is that you can make a university housing with that cafeteria station. So you can't have ovens, but you can, if you want to make it 2 stories and your downstairs is your cafeteria station and common area, you can do that and then just have the rooms upstairs. And you could even probably make dorms that have separate male and female areas if you use the male-female doors. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with that build.
I wanted to see the cafeteria.
Can you meet your teachers? You can meet your teachers through office hours. Sometimes they're walking around on campus, so you can catch them that way.
I'm gonna have to finish the event if we want to go though.
Oh, Server is dancing.
Yeah, I know, but nobody else
So
is
good.
dancing because
But
they're
he did the robot dance.
it's far too uncomfortable.
There's also a new radio station. We've kind of made the hip hop station from Get Famous to be carried forward, right?
Yes.
And then there will be new music. The music that came out with Get Famous will still be exclusive to that pack, but there's new music available for everybody, which is kind of what we showed you guys in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna end this. It's not gonna be the greatest party,
Bronze.
Yeah, but some people contributed to the cake, although these are all my Sims, so I don't know how that works. Just money from myself to myself.
There are bike helmets. That was a question.
Your Sims will automatically put them on when
Riding
they're
bike.
riding bikes. Safety first.
Always. Let's see. So as I mentioned before, there are 2 separate venues for the different universities as far as the student commons, and that is because there are different needs for each. The other one people need to be able to debate and do like poetry readings, and then over here we've got like
can't-
robotic tables if you don't want to have to purchase your own.
You can pick different type of helmets. Kids can play ping pong table. There was a question if you can scroll out and like show the world again or the new
Yeah, here, let me do this real quick. And we'll go into tab view, and I've got,
This is Foxberry.
Mm-hmm.
so Foxberry,
So
this, I like this view. I don't know, I just love how much everything glows. And then there's, of course, like stairs everywhere, which is funny because my sister went to CSU San Marcos, and it's CSU SM, and people used to joke that it was CSU Stairmaster because there's just, you have to, like, to get from one area to another area, you have to go on stairs, like, no matter what you do. Like, every parking lot to somewhere. And so it's just, like, climbing stairs everywhere. And I helped out with a stage performance there, and so I was going there once a week for
Oh,
a few
man.
months, and I was like, I was in a lot better shape at that time. So this is our Foxbury University. Okay. You want me to go back and show off Brightchester as well, or?
That's up to you.
Sure.
You can answer more questions too.
You cannot bike on stairs.
And children and teens cannot attend college or university.
Term is 5 days. That's a popular question.
I think I saw a question about how many terms to graduate. That's completely up to you. If your sim takes 2 courses each term, they're going to need more terms to graduate. If your sim takes 4 courses each term, then they can graduate as long as they have 12 courses completed.
Can dorm sims go home on the weekends?
I mean,
You can visit.
You can
them
visit
anytime
your
you
old
want.
home, but you will be a guest.
yeah, you do not live there anymore. So this is, oh man, oh, sorry guys. Let's do that again.
Ready.
So, they toilet papered it again.
Are the statues ever just like beautiful and pristine?
Only when you clean them.
Keep them
The
clean.
rivalry is strong between these two universities. So, yeah, I don't know. It's really nice, dense looking world. Like, I don't know, like all the lush like areas around.
Yeah.
I really like how all the buildings light up and everything at night.
We don't have cheerleaders, but the spirit squads kind of resembles like I guess pep rally. I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
School cheers.
Yeah, and school cheers.
Can you fail a course? Yes, you can get an F.
I got my
Don't-
first F. It was exciting and sad at the same time.
Don't do your homework. Don't go to class. Don't do
Yeah.
your presentation or your
Yeah.
term paper. You'll definitely get an F.
Yeah. So,
Graduation, there's a lot, I mentioned graduations earlier already, but graduations is rabbit hole. Your sims will go there and then they'll come out and you can hang out with all the other sims that are graduating. If you want to throw a party post-graduation, you can as well.
Can you make your own roommate? If you want to make sims that will show up to your house as potential roommates, then you should make sims in CAS and then make sure that they do not have a home in your world, and then they might show up as a potential roommate. If you absolutely want to make sure that you can actually become roommates with that sim, though, just move them in, befriend them, and then ask them to be your roommate.
yeah. And that may not work quite as well for dorms.
Yeah, dorms
for
work
our university
differently.
housing, just because we didn't want to pull sims that lived in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We had a point where like it actually pulled some of our pre-mades into the dorms, and we're like, oh, that's probably not a good idea. So we did try to actually stop that from happening. So it does take a little give and take.
Can you order services for the dorm, like pizza, maid?
So the maid should already automatically come, so you don't necessarily need to call the maid. And then, like fixing up broken things, you can call that, and it should not cost you anything. So, okay.
bikes, final rooms. Who can watch the sport events? I believe you can.
Anyone.
Yeah, I believe you can just come and watch a sport event if you're visiting. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with these questions.
I know you guys are asking questions so fast.
Careers. Can we see the careers?
Oh man, that's really fast.
Is there an easy way to get to career panel?
Mm-hmm.
She's
Oh,
very
yes,
unhappy.
because I mean, when your Sims are enrolled in university, they can still get jobs, whether or
Ooh,
not they're going to
what's
be.
this?
Ooh,
Ooh.
it's a note.
Oh,
Let's read it.
Let's read this.
Scientists say that washing yourself not only keeps you healthier, but also can mean other people like you more. Just thought I'd share that fun science fact. Ooh, that's mean.
Not that bad. I've got good hygiene. That's not for me.
He was
That's-
dirty.
He was dirty.
dirty.
That's not me.
His
Okay.
roommate was just letting him know.
Fine. What we were gonna show off careers. Sorry.
Yeah, the careers.
I usually do it when I don't have anything, so I do it from that panel. But work, find a job. Okay, stop. I know you're tired. Can we just do this though?
Is this how all of your Sims behave? They're just like, I'm sleepy, Rebecca. Jeez.
I cheat a lot.
I think I'm somewhere in between you guys. Like,
I take
kinda-
very good care
I
of
kinda
my
cheat,
Sims.
but I
I
kinda
know,
don't.
I know. Okay, so we've got our education career.
Mhm.
So you start as a
You
substitute
can
teacher.
debate at Foxberry.
And then you can choose your branches, whether you're an administrator or a professor. Got engineering, which is adorable. Computer engineer or mechanical engineer. And law. So you're gonna try and take care of your Sims.
Yeah.
You like this? Morgan had a lot of fun making her pictures for this.
I love them.
And then you can also do the soccer and the esports from this menu,
Mhm.
or you can select it from the arena.
Did you guys touch education already?
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd say that if you want a career, I would really recommend freelancer, because one of the advantages of that is that you kind of can do it whenever you want. Whereas like any other career, you might have overlap, but freelancer you can do it at your own
Oh,
pace.
you mean if you're going to do a
If you're
career
gonna-
at the same time as
That's-
being in university?
Yeah.
That's a very
I mean,
good
you
point.
could also do some of the part-time careers and just do like the night shift. Like you shouldn't necessarily have classes that come up to this, so this might be a good way to do, evening shift, and then you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
But not
Sometimes
all
you
of
need
them are
money.
available. of
There is
course.
the question again on like how your degrees helps your career. So if you have a degree in the career you want it to join, it gives you a boost in
And you
terms of where
can-
you start.
And you can see that when you're enrolling, all that information is there where it'll say like, oh, for instance, the fine arts career is great if you want to be a painter or a musician, things like that.
So as you'll see, like this roommate over here, he's cleaning up, so he's probably a cleaner
Yes.
sim. So you will get some of those sometimes, and it'll help you out. It'll help balance out those people that are messy. Because I know,
Ooh,
like,
I like their
I think it's slobs, like slob sims tend to leak water everywhere when they shower. I kept thinking that it was something wrong with this shower, and then I was like, oh, I just have a different one. I was like, oh, I just have a slob sim. That's why.
My favorite thing about roommates is that they really do feel unique, Oh, there she goes, taking her cake
In the bathroom.
to clean it up. But some roommates will clean, other roommates will make a mess. Other roommates will cook great food, some roommates will cook bad food.
Don't do that.
Some will play music at all times of night. They feel very different
roommates.
from
Oh,
each
this
other.
is still broken. I guess we don't
No
have
one's
any.
fixed it. There's no fixer roommates.
Okay. Apparently, we don't have a fixer
maybe
roommate.
somebody-
Maybe they should
fix
make a
it.
fixer bot.
I always have fixer roommates, so I'm not used to
Oh, they're
having
great.
not fixer ones. So, I'm going to hire a repair service and then hopefully they'll come take care of it.
My favorite was I was trying to see like the servo death.
Yeah.
And then, so I kept making
Oh.
him shower, then making him come out of the shower, and then doing other things. And then he'd be walking around. And I was like, what was happening? One of my roommates would go over and just fix him every single time. I
Ding
was
those
trying to
roommates for
break 'em.
being nice.
Mhm.
Oh well. I know. We do the mean things to our Sims because we got to figure out everything
see if
works
it
the way
works.
it's supposed to. Yes, come over here and repair for me. Oh man, he's like
So
exhausted.
I have a feeler question for you guys. What would you guys say is your favorite thing about this pack? And any other pro tips you would like to give everybody?
It's so hard.
I really like robotics, but my favorite thing is roommates because I like playing with NPCs and I like playing, having my sim interact with sims that I don't control, and I think that they add a lot to the game.
I don't know. I think one of my favorite things is actually the live drag decos, just because there's so much it's kind of a way that you're restricted, but you also kind of get to play and have fun. Is how do I manage to get all this in? And when you're playing with the presentation board, it actually takes up quite a bit of space, and you're like, oh no, where's there space here? And we actually over in this dorm we made sure that there was a little bit of space so that you could do that here, and then you didn't have to stop yourself from being able to sleep or stopping your roommate from being
Yeah.
able to get to their bed.
I would say my favorite thing about university is juggling all the things you do. That definitely felt like my experience in college, whether it's feeding them, going to class and making sure my grades were good, as well as like a social life, meeting lifelong friends, maybe romance and things like that. I definitely feel like I had to balance that. So I would say my tip is if you have time where your Sims can get ahead at school so they can enjoy all the social stuff that's going on campus.
Yeah.
And I actually thought getting my first F was fun. Because it really was oh my god, I'm not doing it.
In the game.
So
I was
kind
sad
of,
when I got
yeah.
C's,
I
honestly.
was sad, but then I was like, oh, I got a course correct because Sarah Dahl on our team, she's like, I got straight A's, and I was just like, oh my god, I need to start studying a little bit more and doing other things to make sure
I
my Sims
rage
are
quit
doing great.
when my sim got their first F. I was like,
Aw.
wow.
This career's not for me.
Did we talk about game changer content?
I did already,
Okay, awesome.
but I can say as a reminder, so Game Changer content will come out this weekend, so stay tuned on YouTube and Twitch.
Yes.
There's also other things coming out in this pack, which will be covered in the next the Maxis monthly stream, which I will leave it to them to tell you guys what those things are.
That's on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Random Steve voice.
Voice.
Steve's here too. All right.
Okay.
Hey, you
was
want to
fun.
play some music? Some new
Yeah,
music
we
on the
can
way
close out with the music. And I'll throw my hat.
Okay. Music.
Oops.
Hip hop
It's
and
the
let's do
best
this
plan
one.
ever. I just was worried I was gonna hit Becca.
So,
That was fun.
thank you all very much. This was awesome. We appreciate you hanging out with us.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.